Hello ladies and gentlemen, Green here and welcome to another video. So if you watched my video about beating boss Starfire, you might have noticed that the last team I had used against that was the Harbor Harley Quinn team. And it was without Raven, because using Raven a second time with that team would have been an overkill. We were able to easily clean that up. And now we were left with a choice. We had a Raven available, we also had a Brainiac available. And the only question was, who shall we use them with? And my choice was Darkseid. So we're here in Soul Raids. We have a Brainiac with a level 8 Sword of Salvation, and at the same time we have a level 3 Sword of Sin on Raven, and we're going to have a level 6 Beta Club on Darkseid. And as we know, the dot damage on the Beta Club is going to stack like crazy with the Raven passive and the lethal attack damage from the Brainiac passive, so I'm expecting quite high results. To be honest, I was not expecting results to the extent that we got them, but yet again, high performance was expected here. Just stacking the darkness in there, 1 stack, 2 stacks. Going for third one, we're having a little bit of problem with power generation here, because the Sword of Sin is a little bit counterproductive, because it drains the power that we could steal with a special one. But nevertheless, 4 stacks, and we're going to go to 5 stacks soon enough. There we go, 5 stacks, and let's see how much damage my boy Darkseid is gonna be able to deal. Blocking that, jump attack, and there, oh boy, 50 million damage dot when it crits and lethals at the same time. That amount of damage is insane, that amount of damage is gross. And yeah, by the way, any people watching this video, please do not build your Darkseid as a damage dealer. It's not Darkseid doing anything here. He's like the vessel for this build. Trust me, in the place of Darkseid, you could have Suicide Squad Enchantress in here, you could have Harley for all I care, you could have Wonder Woman. It's just about the amount that he gets buffed by Raven and Brainiac, and any legendary character can get to that point. So after seeing this video, I hope there will be nobody building Darkseid as a damage dealer and expecting to do this. But yeah, this is nevertheless something that I believed it would be pretty interesting to show. I mean, it's getting kind of boring showing just random legendary characters in there with Raven and watching the damage fly up. But to be honest, this is something that I did not expect. And to be honest, this might actually be a valid option for a team in case you don't have any options. Again, you should never be in a place where you build your Darkseid as a damage dealer, but boy, if you have him built as a damage dealer anyway and you have Raven and Brainiac, you might as well do the 2 billion damage, because like you could do the same thing with Manta, but at the same time Manta can do a decent job without that team, while Darkseid will really suck without that team. So yeah, it's a little bit of a weird scenario. It's a team that you should never build, but if you have it, it will perform great. By the way, still Darkseid is not the top tier damage dealer and will never be, but yeah, that was the previous fight. That was amazing. And over here we're fighting Enchantress, who had the level 6 Sword of Salvation on the Black Manta, and we have a Sword of Sin on Just League Flash, and at level 3, and level 1 Trigon Staff on Silver Green Arrow just for the passive stats. And yeah, we're pretty much just gonna use the shield here to ease up the combo interruption on her until we get to a point where we can spam the special tree and keep her stun locked, so we don't have to bother with combo interrupting her. Like, she's combo interruptible after 2 hits, but since we're not gonna use any Brainiac in here and any complicated strategies, and we're just beating her up pretty much with Black Manta, I was like, yeah, let's do a special tree and not bother with that combo interruption. Yeah, in terms of damage, is not really that worth it, because the animation takes quite a while, and in that time frame we could have done far more basic hits that might have led to far more damage, but it's just better gameplay. And this time the people who are always asking me to use the special tree see the damage on it. Like, usually it would be higher damage, because usually we have a Brainiac in there to passively buff our lethal attack damage and our attack and give us some lethal attack chance, but now without lethal we won't have the crit variable in there. The swipes are not doing too great either without Brainiac, like 750 on a crit with the Sword of Salvation is gonna be decent. 750k, it's definitely gonna be a value that adds up, but it doesn't compare to the state where we have Brainiac. But again, I'm in a state here on this account where I don't have the Just League team built, like the Just League team Superman team build, so I'm sitting on 5 teams, and splitting them up like this with Darkseid plus Rare Prize Brainiac on one and Black Manta on the other is actually quite beneficial to me, to be honest. Though again, in order for you to actually use them like I do in this scenario, like the 2 that you saw so far, you need to be in a really weird scenario, and you need to be asking yourself some questions of how you got there. But if you are there somehow, then this is actually something that turned out to be viable. Splitting the supports of Manta to Darkseid and letting Manta do his own thing with the Just League Flash in there. And also, yeah, this relies a lot on artifacts, like the fact that I have a level 8 Sword of Salvation on my team, and the level 6 Beta Club is gonna be something that's essential, and you're not gonna be able to do this without that, so please do keep that in mind. I'm trying to be as fair and as honest with you guys. You'll never see me saying, like, look, to be honest, I did 2 billion damage with Darkseid, and I'm telling you he's a garbage damage there and not build him. I'm trying my best to be honest with you and to detract you from building wrong characters, but yeah, 95 million on that one, it went decent. But for me, it's really working out in this scenario. I don't know how I got to this point, but it's really working out. Through Banshee in there fighting Shazam. This is pretty much the only fight that she can fight here. I mean, she could fight Dr. Fate, but Dr. Fate suffered the pretty terrible death previously, as you saw. So that's not gonna be a thing anymore. Back and go, special 1 in there, reverse flash back in. Re-engage that combo. Throw Banshee back in there, special 3. Yeah, still getting better values with all blades on her. Like, if I had 3 high level Advent of Chaos artifacts, I would be using 1 on her, but I only got a level 3 sword, a level 8 Sword of Salvation, and a level 3 Sword of Sin, and I could put a level 1 Staff of Trigon on her, but damage wouldn't be there. So while going all blades, boy. Again, the power generation of reverse flash definitely helps. Special 3 in there, backing off 2 times, special 1, reverse flash in there, backing off once, blocking that, re-engage that combo, so Banshee in there, special 3. And it's quite enjoyable to preserve Banshee when it's a fight like this, where you can kind of have a little bit of a decent gameplay pattern. And yeah, we couldn't have used her against Enchantress because we would have been locked into a scenario where we just spam special trees. And if I remember it right, I think her specials can't even be disabled. Might be wrong on that one, so that wouldn't have been a great time. Black Adam is also down. We might see a video on that one tomorrow, where I one-shot boss Black Adam. And yeah, it felt good to one-shot him because it was a struggle on the other account where I didn't have Raven. There we go, special 3 in there, backing off 2 times. And it's going well. We're sitting on 4 all-blade stacks. What more could you ask for? Reverse flash back in there, swipe right, stab 3 times, swipe right, special 3 from Sir Banshee, 5.5 million. We're sitting decent in terms of damage, backing off 2 times. Blocking that with reverse flash. There we go, I failed the ghost step there, so each time I fail ghost step I have a random chance to die, but that gets mitigated because if you fail the ghost step you're going to tag in like if you wouldn't ghost step, obviously, and if the enemy does basic hits you're gonna be fine unless you're playing Raven, of course, because that character is still broken. The only scenario in which he can kill you or damage you if he has an ability available, and usually that's disabled by Silver Banshee's passive, and even when that happens, it rarely happens that he does that ability as you're tagging in, so we're safe for the most part in this one. We don't need to pull that very perfect gameplay. There we go, special 3 in there, backing off 2 times. Yeah, the downside, if you want to call it like that, with all blades is obviously the fact that you're losing a ton of health and you need to be very careful so that your damager doesn't die. Like, look at this Sora Banshee. If Shazam eats out a part in her general direction, she will perish. But we're just gonna be careful so that doesn't happen. But yeah, this was everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be home soon, so we'll start streaming again. I very much appreciate your guys' support. Hope you enjoyed the videos even while I was not in the best condition to make them. And by the day after tomorrow, we should be back to normal. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!